Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Think Global podcast. I am your host, International Seth, and I want to take a special shout out to Blue Chips Media, Prince John, C Styles, Devon, and all them cats out of Charlotte, North Carolina, man, for that dope introduction or beat, man. Speaking of North Carolina, we got the Bills own in the building on today's show, y'all. Professional basketball player Sammy Monroe. What's good, Sammy?
Everything good, man. It's a pleasure to be here on Think Global.
Man, I thank you for having me on your show, man. And congratulations on winning the recent Amir Championship, man.
Thank you. Much appreciated, bro.
So they're about to drop you that good bonus money. So next time we link up, we're about to lunch is on you, right? Yeah, lunch is on you, man.
Yeah. I got you, bro.
For sure. So this is like what your third or fourth time playing in Qatar?
Yeah, I've been out here since 2014. This is probably like my fifth time playing out here. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's been a while, you know.
So I know you was playing with a couple of squads. I know Garafa, you was with Garafa. You had a lot of success with Garafa. You did a short stint with LJ's club. And then I believe this was your first season playing ever with Al-Arabi club.
Yeah. Yep, you got it on point.
Okay. So obviously, like, the season was a little bit delayed due to COVID and everything like that. How has that affected you, like, in your pre-training and your off-season workout and just the league play in general?
Well, this year was kind of rough, because I had started the season late due to an injury. I had a fractured rib. So I missed like half of the season. And then as soon as I got back into the swing of things with Garafa earlier this season, COVID came into play and kind of like stopped everything. So, I had to go back home to US. And when I was in North Carolina, everything was shut down. Like, it was no gyms open or anything. So for months, I wasn't able to work out and get in the gym and do my normal routines. So I have a brother out in Texas. So it just so happens, like, per state, the rules are different. So in Texas, the gyms was open. So I flew out there, and then that's when I started getting back in the swing of things,
Man, that's clutch, man. That's clutch. That's what's up. And shout out to your bro, man. I met him last time he was out here. He's a real cool cat, man.
Yeah.
So, Sammy, so one thing that we do on the Think Global podcast, man, we have all our guests come on and we do a little segment called World Call, okay? And that's when we give our guests like 10 seconds to name off some of the countries that you have traveled to. I know that you've been playing for a while, so you might have more than 10 seconds, but some of our guests have a lot less and some of them have a lot more. So we're going to put you on the World Call, and you got 10 seconds starting now. Go.
Okay, I've been to Uruguay, Spain, Bahrain, Mexico, Dubai, out here in Qatar, Saudi, Japan, China, even Lebanon. So I think that's about 10
seconds. Yeah. That's really diverse. South America to the Middle East, all the way out to Far East Asia, man. So you travel the world, man. Well, let's just talk about like your first professional basketball experience. Obviously you played in college back in the States, and now you turn pro, and now you're jumping on the plane and you're landing into a foreign country to do what you love to do. How was that experience?
Man, my first real overseas experience, I would have to say, was the Philippines. And me personally, I was kind of nervous even getting on the flight because that was the first time, like, I'm, flying that far away from home. And I didn't know anyone there in the Philippines, but I had one friend that told me if I ever got the chance to play or get a contract offer to go out there, he said, man, he loved it. He was like, man, please take it. That's a great experience to have. So that I kept that in mind as I boarded the flight, Mm-hmm. But it was a lot of adjustments that I had to make and get used to, like as far as like the culture, the food, and things like that, So I mean, it was a great experience. I'm glad I did it, but I was definitely nervous getting on that flight, though.
Absolutely. And as just like any other thing, like for those of you guys don't know, professional basketball players are essentially independent contractors. So you hear about some of the leagues that Sammy is playing in Japan and Qatar and Bahrain and Saudi and Uruguay and all these places. Basically, they have their own individual NBA. Obviously, it's not the same amount of resources and the popularity of it, but it's still an organized league where they allow usually 2 professional import players per team, and then they contract those guys out. It might be a contract for about 6, 7, 8 months where the player will come over from the U.S., play for the team, and then actually, go to work and do what he needs to do in order for the team to be successful. And of course, they compensate them as such. So just wanted to keep that out there for all of you guys who are listening. So you talked about the challenges about culture and language and food and all of that. Let's talk about some of the actual basketball aspect of it, right? I played pro for 12 years, and when I came out in 2003, my first international experience was in Germany. And when I went out there, I was like the very first thing I was surprised about, but they changed it now. But the key itself was like
Oh
a
yeah,
trapezoid. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like a rectangle box. It was like a trapezoid. And I was like, "Yo, what's going on out here, man?" Uh,
yeah.
so can you talk about like the actual styles of play? I know each country is different, but there is like a general type of feel where like international ball as opposed to college or say the NBA.
Right. It's a bit different, like as far as like the NBA, like the rules are set up because it's more for entertainment. Whereas like overseas and college might be more of like pure basketball, because the different rules and things like that. I mean, me personally, my one experience I had overseas is I was at the free throw line and I shot the ball and it hit the rim and one guy like took it off the rim. And that was the first time it ever happened to me. So it like caught me by surprise. And I'm like, he
Yeah,
can't do that. And it was
yeah,
like, this is the rules,
yeah.
So I mean, it's just a lot of different rules and things like that. But it was kind of rough getting used to it, but it ended up being kind of easy after all.
Yeah, I know. Like in the basketball sense too. One thing like coming from college and going pro, especially playing in Europe the first time, was like the pick and roll game was like heavy. You know what I'm saying? And I like
Very true.
realized that like I was like, man, like this is like basically the whole foundation to the game. Pick and roll, pick and roll, pick and roll, pick and roll. And like in Europe and overseas, the big man usually pop. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Right, right, right.
you kick it back and then the guy's shooting a 3-pointer as opposed to in the U.S. the guys usually diving towards the rim. So those are some things that had to get adjusted to as well. But it's definitely a different. What would you say was the best league or the most competitive league that you played in?
That's a tough one. I, that's a real tough one. I'd probably say the league in Lebanon. That was pretty tough. And they got really good local players. So and they do get really good American players as well. Like one of my teammates, Hassan Whiteside. Now he played with Portland Trail Blazers. When he left Lebanon, he went straight to Miami Heat. So like the Lebanese league gets really good players in there. So I would have
Yeah.
to say that.
Yeah, I've been to Lebanon twice, but I never played there. But I've seen stuff on TV, and it's live, man. It's on and cracking, man. I mean, lots and lots of fan support. The crowds are packed, and it's going crazy.
Right.
That's
Right.
something that's definitely here in Qatar that you probably missed, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's just unfortunate because here in Qatar they actually do have the resources, but I don't know. It just can't. It is what it is. Let's talk about Al-Arabi this year. So you guys already played in 2 cups. And you guys, I think you guys went to the first cup and you guys went to the finals. Unfortunately, you came up a little bit short against Wakra. But then the second cup, you guys bounced back and redeemed yourself. You guys went ahead and won it. How's the team gelling so far? How's the coach? How's the other import players? And how's everything moving along thus far?
Well, we have an amazing coaching staff. The players are gelling really well, and I mean everything is going pretty good. As far as we fell short the first cup, uh, you know, I had the flu. You know what I mean? So it took a lot out of me, and the doctor told me not to play. But as you being an import here in Qatar, like like they need you and they need your support. So, and it was a big game. Like there's no way I would have missed it. But we ended up falling short there. But as far as the team, like we gel good. We fit like the way our team set up. We fit well. Coaching, like I said, coaching is great, and we put it together and got it done in the second cup. So that's a blessing, and hopefully we could continue to do that throughout the rest of the year.
I hear you, man. I wish you all the best of luck. I mean, you touched on a little bit about the responsibilities of an import player. You know what I'm saying? And with that comes obviously a little bit of pressure, or we can call it opportunity looking in the positive light. But there is pressure and there is a lot of responsibility. Sometimes it's unrealistic responsibility because they want you to be out there
Right.
like, like Superman, like doing everything across the board. I mean, you could drop 20, you could have 10, you could have a damn near a triple double. And if your team falls lost, everybody's gonna be pointing the finger like, oh, or import didn't hold it down. You know what I'm saying? You want to talk a little bit
Right.
about the pressure and the responsibility of coming like with as an international professional basketball player?
Yeah, see, it can be a lot of pressure at times. I don't really let that affect me at all. Like I go out there, I do my job, I do the best I can, and I live with my, whatever happens, because I leave it all out there on the floor and I prepare well. So, like, the pressure to me that doesn't really bother me, but for some athletes, it does. It's a lot of pressure. You know what I mean? It's a lot of pressure, and pressure here in Qatar is a little bit less than I would say Lebanon or maybe some other countries. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when I played in Lebanon, man, the pressure was ridiculous. You know what I mean? Practice games. They take it like if it's a championship game. So.
Yeah.
That's a lot more pressure over there. So when I was able to come to Qatar, the pressure kind of eased up a lot for me. But now you definitely got to be aware and be able to play with pressure on your shoulders to be an overseas athlete.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. So here the rules are two. I know they're changing it like every single year, but this year you're allowed two professional imports. Yeah. So what would you say your relationship is with the other guy? Coming. Obviously, you guys are different. Like I said, you guys are both professionals. It's not like it's you guys are both have jobs to do, right? You guys are really gonna look after
Right.
yourself, but you guys have a commonality because the more games you win, the more success you have, the better the overall the situation is going to be. So how do you work well with your other fellow import?
Well, he's a great player. He does his job well. You know what I mean? He's a center. He's a big guy. He rebounds the ball well. He blocks shots. He defends well, and he anytime like I drive and kick it to him, he dunks or makes the shot. So I mean he's doing pretty good here, and we gel well. Me, I'm more of a scorer, but I can pass the ball, and he's more of a rebounder, shot blocker, but he can score the ball as well. I like him because he never complains about shots. He just want to win. You know what I mean? And that's what you need as a teammate. So.
Absolutely, that's what's up, man. What question I had to ask you, because I'm trying to give like insight to like professional basketball overseas. Obviously, the epitome of basketball and the highest pinnacle is the NBA, and we often just see the games, we often see the athletes, we often see the entertainment aspect of it, but we never. Few of us are actually able to see what's going on behind the scenes, the workloads, the
Right.
individual workouts, the team practices, the recovery time, the nutrition, the fitness, all the weight room, and all that stuff that's going into training your body to be able to perform at this high level. So you want to just talk about like what you do to prepare for a game, how you are practicing, and like what is your mindset going into these competitions?
Well, for me, to prepare for a game, so I make sure I get enough rest. That's number one. I gotta have the energy to go out there to compete at the highest level. So I want to make sure I get enough rest. I want to make sure I put the foods in my body that's gonna allow me to give all that energy. I don't do McDonald's, I don't do Burger King, but I do eat pretty well. So like as far as like focusing on the game, I get to the gym. I work on my shots. I work on my shots, and when I'm not in the gym, I might be looking at film. I might be, I wouldn't say daydreaming, but if I can take 1,000 shots mentally in my head, and then get to the game, or if I can mentally play the game through my mental before I even get there, it's probably nothing the game is going to show me that I didn't already go over and prepare before I got there. So that's how I take the game. And a lot, some players do it, some players don't, but I feel well prepared when I get there.
Yeah, that's really, really insightful, man. Visualization, right? Visualizing yourself already doing it. So when you get out there, it's just gonna be like second nature. I don't know what the workload is in like in Japan and in Asia and stuff, but it seems like those leagues are more organized. They have better marketing and they have a better overall facilities. You how does it like compare like practices? Because when I was in Europe, when I was in Brazil, I felt like, yo, this is tough. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have a lot of time. Like,
Right.
I'm 2 a days. Either you're in the gym for individuals, and then you're a team practice in the evening time, or you're in the weight room in the morning, and then team practice in the evening time. Same thing when I was in Amsterdam in Germany. But here when in the Middle East, I was like, man, I got 2 hours. I got two
Yeah.
hours of practice. Some of the players don't show up today, so we might just be shooting around, you know. So it kind of like really you're able to save your legs, and you know I made a decision like, you know, at the end of the day, like my objective is just to earn a living. You know what I'm saying? To
Right.
be
Right.
able to provide and to be able to, you know, take care of my responsibilities, every that. So for me, it didn't matter if I was going to be playing in front of, you know, 10,000 people and, you know, being on commercials and stuff, as long as I was able to do my thing. But so that was a career decision I made. How these leagues compare as far as like your workload and as far as practices and stuff? Obviously, like I kind of mentioned Qatar, but how was it in Lebanon? How was it in Japan? How was it in the Philippines?
The Philippines was kind of the same. You know, we had 2 hour practice, maybe three, because they wanted us to come there an hour early, but it was ended up being 2 hours. You know, so Philippines was kind of the same. We didn't do 2 a days or anything like that. Um, Lebanon's the same. You know, 2 hour practice, real simple. You know, but you know, in Lebanon was a lot of pressure. And you know, you touched on Europe. You know, when I was in Spain, it was the same way. Like we'll get up early in the morning, and we'll do a shooting practice in the weight room. I'll go home and eat lunch, and I'll come back, and we have a team practice in the evening. I'll go home and sleep and do the same thing all over again.
Mhm.
So you know, when I got here to Qatar, it was a lot easier. You know, just a simple 2 hour practice. But I like it better that way because I get to do my own thing. So if I want to, you know, and I know my body, you know, so if I feel like I need to go lift weights, I can go in the morning and get a good lift in. If I feel like I need to work on some shooting, maybe I can get to a gym and work on my shots. You know what I mean? So it gives me room to adjust my game, whether rather than somebody telling me what to do all the time. You know what I mean? Because you know, I'm the one who got me here, so I'm the one who know what works best for me. So I like it better this way. You know, just because it's a 2 hour practice and it's kind of chill, it doesn't mean I'm not in the gym working. You know.
Yeah, that's true. And
Yeah.
credit to you, man, because obviously that's a decision that's you're self motivated. Some guys are lazy, you know what I'm saying? And that's really what they say about in the NBA is like not easy to make it, but you can make it to the NBA, right? But in order to stick there and have a 10-year career, you know what I'm saying, you got to do a whole lot of work and do things that other people are not willing to do for that longevity. So credit to you. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest is Sammy Monroe, a professional basketball player for Al-Arabi club out here in Qatar. This is a Think Global podcast. I want you to go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. There's a subscription button below, and go ahead and hit it so you get all the notifications straight to your email. Also, you can follow us on social media, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And if you like this little cool little hat I got on, these little baller bands, and they got a little t-shirt right here, you can visit azomco.com and shop away. Sammy, I'm gonna get you a t-shirt, man, for coming on the show.
Appreciate it.
So
Most
one thing
definitely.
also I want to discuss is like off the court. All right. So you're here in a whole country by yourself, and obviously there's lots to explore, lots to do. I mean, what do you get up to, man? Like when you're not practicing and when you're not playing?
Mostly just hanging out, you know, with some friends or watching Netflix, designing some clothes. I do personal training, you know, so I have a few clients that I'm working with in the gym, and definitely always looking for more clients. So if anybody ever needs a personal trainer, I'm probably the one to holler at.
Yeah,
But
so shout out your social media right now. So if somebody is in Qatar and you are interested in personal training, you can hit Sammy up, who obviously is in top shape. He knows all the muscular therapies and all the weightlifting and conditioning that you have to do in order for your body to be strong and in well conditioned. So go ahead and shout out your social media. Hopefully somebody can hit you up.
Yeah, my Instagram is Sammy Monroe _2. My Facebook is Sammy Monroe, so these are my 2 social media accounts. So definitely hit me up. Even if any kids that want to be need extra pointers in basketball or need a personal trainer that can teach you how the fundamentals of the game or the advanced skills levels of the game, I can do that as well. So definitely hit me up on Instagram. And yeah.
Yeah, so again, if you guys know of any kids who want to be training with a professional basketball player, get you some pointers on how to shoot and how to dribble and how to make advanced offensive moves, hit Sammy up on social media, at Instagram or on Facebook. What else is going on in while you're away from basketball, man, like lifestyle and do you do much of like exploring when you go to a city? Do you like Are you one to be like pull up something on Google and say, "Hey, I'm gonna go check this out," or "I want to go to this spot," or "I want to go over here"? Are you very adventurous when you go to these other countries?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I like to explore when I go to other countries, man. I've been here in Qatar for a long time, so it's growing every day. So it's always new things out here. But I've pretty much seen it all. But like when I travel to different countries and things like that, man, I love exploring and seeing new things.
That's what's up. All right. So one thing that you really, really miss while you're overseas, besides your family, we know you're gonna miss your fam, but what's something be like, man, I need some this, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like for me, I love Mexican food, bro. And I can never find any good Mexican food. Like it's just like, oh man. And when you do, it's just like, no, that's not it, man. I want authentic Mexican food, man. Uh,
Yeah.
what's something that you really, really miss while you're overseas hooping?
Man, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I was gonna say my mom's baked
Yeah.
chicken. Like the way she cooked that
Oh,
baked chicken is amazing, with
oh,
the yams and the collard
oh,
greens and
man.
and, and all of that. That's really what I miss.
Yeah, home
Like
cooking, huh?
the good home cooking, the southern meals. So
Yeah, man.
yeah,
So
for
Thanksgiving's
sure.
coming up, man. So we might have to link up, man, and try to break some bread, man, and try to I don't know, try to put something together off the recipe tip, man, and try to make something happen, man.
For sure, bro. That'll be nice, man. That'll be nice.
What I'm gonna do is put the link to your championship game because I want everybody to see your talents, man. Now you're like a big guard. You're about 6'5". Yeah. Oh, there it is,
Yeah,
ladies
man.
and gentlemen.
Check that
Yeah.
link out. You feel
Yeah,
me?
we'll put that link there, and you're gonna see how that man got that right. So you're like a big guard. You're about 6'5", right? And you play guard, but you have a really really nice overall game. You rebound, you score, you facilitate, you assist. You know what I'm saying? You play good defense. Um, what's next? What do you want to achieve this year? If you have one goal, what do you want to achieve?
Well, it's 3 more championships out there in Qatar. We got the league championship and we got the Qatar Cup 2020 and the Amir Cup 2020. Now, my goals is to win all 3. We did that in Garafa in 2013, 2014, and that's what I want to do this year. I want to win all 3, and that'll be a great goal to accomplish.
Do you set personal goals for yourself? Hey, I want to average 20. I want to be double-digit rebounds, or not really. You
Well,
want to just.
at this point, like my personal goals are like the game within the game.
Mm-hmm,
So, for example, if I'm playing against Walker,
mm,
and I pick a player, let's say Jules,
mm-hmm,
like so, my goals would be to compete with Jules. So I
yeah.
don't want him to score more points than me.
Mm-hmm,
So I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna try to give him the best defense I ever played, and
mm-hmm,
I don't want him to get more rebounds than me. So
mm-hmm,
I'm gonna try to box him out every time,
mm-hmm,
and I just want my numbers to be better than his, and that's the
mm-hmm.
game within the game. Now, I don't really set like points per games goals. Like I don't care about averaging 30 or 40 or 50. The main objective for me is just to win and win championships.
Yeah.
But like that's pretty much it. Like I like to compete. So
yeah, I feel
you know, I set that personal goal right there, you know,
I feel
with
you.
different players.
I feel you. Back in the day, people were asking me like, how is it playing overseas? And I summed it up real simple. I said it's pretty easy to get 20 points, but it's hard to get a win.
That's true. That's very true though.
It's difficult to get a win. Like to get wins is difficult, man. You really gotta thug it out there. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest tonight has been Sammy Monroe. I appreciate you coming on the show, Sammy, and hopefully we can have you back on again, man. Take care,
Thanks
brother. Yeah, take care and have a safe and successful season, man.
Thanks. I appreciate it, man. Anytime.
All right, bro. Take care, man.
All right. See you.
All right. Peace.